IsReal News, these are the morning headlines for Saturday, April 11th. Tensions spike in the Strait of Hormuz as an Iranian warning halts the advance of a U.S. warship. Iranian state media reports that a destroyer heading toward the strait was told it would be targeted within 30 minutes if it entered. The warning was relayed through Pakistani mediators during ongoing negotiations, and the vessel was ordered to stop. At the same time, President Donald Trump says the United States has begun clearing naval mines from the Strait of Hormuz. He claims Iranian vessels intended to deploy the mines were destroyed and says the operation is being carried out for the benefit of global shipping, criticizing other nations for not taking part. Trump also confirms that talks with Iran have begun in Islamabad, saying it will soon become clear whether Tehran is negotiating in good faith. He warns that if diplomacy fails, the United States is prepared to resume military action. Iran, however, signals a hardening position. Officials say negotiations have been frozen, accusing the United States of violating ceasefire terms and insisting the Strait of Hormuz will remain closed. On the ground, sustained Hezbollah attacks against Israel throughout this Saturday, with sirens sounding across northern Israel, including the Upper Galilee, with reports of a strike on a structure in Shlomi. No injuries were reported after several drones entered Israeli airspace from Lebanon, some intercepted and others losing contact. In Lebanon, a senior Hezbollah official rejects the idea of negotiations under fire, saying the group will not accept terms imposed during ongoing attacks. A Lebanese official says U.S. assurances have been given that Israel will refrain from striking Beirut until at least Tuesday, ahead of a scheduled diplomatic meeting in Washington between Israeli and Lebanese representatives. Meanwhile, new details are emerging about Iran's leadership. Reports say Mojtaba Khamenei is recovering from serious injuries sustained earlier in the conflict, including damage to his face and legs, but is still participating in decision-making through remote communication. Elsewhere, a controversial scene in Spain is drawing backlash. A large effigy of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu was burned during a traditional festival, prompting criticism over anti-Semitism and condemnation from Israeli officials. In Hungary, tens of thousands gathered in Budapest ahead of elections that could challenge the long rule of Prime Minister Viktor Orban. The protests, led largely by young voters, called for political change and an end to what organizers describe as a corrupt system. And in sports, Israeli player Deni Avdija delivered a standout performance in the NBA, scoring 35 points to lead Portland to a key victory over the Los Angeles Clippers. Those are the latest headlines from IsReal News.